Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United's game away at Brentford has been rearranged to Wednesday the 19th of January. Manchester United were supposed to play Brentford on Tuesday the 14th of December last year, but the game got postponed because there was a COVID outbreak at Manchester United. Now, Brentford will be a difficult game. Brentford are enduring a very good season to their standards. This season has been Brentford's first ever season in the Premier League. Prior to this season, the last time Brentford were in the top flight was back in 1947. Brentford are sitting 12th in the Premier League at the moment. They won their last game against Aston Villa 2-1. Their current manager is Thomas Frank. Got to give Thomas Frank credit, he's done a good job at Brentford. He's been Brentford manager for around 4 years. He's got a contract with Brentford until 2023. Before, Thomas Frank was the assistant at Brentford. Before then, he managed Bromby, and before he's managed Denmark's under 16s, under 17s and under 19s. Brentford have got some good players in their team. I think probably the best player they've got is Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney had COVID earlier on this season. They've got Sergi Canos, that's also good. They've got Brian Mbeumo, he's a very good attacking player. They've also got Max Haygarth. They've got Tariq Fosu. They've got Marcus Fors. They've got Chandon Baptiste, he's good. They've got Christian Norgard, he's another good player. They've got Joel Valencia. They've got Rico Henry. They've got Pontus Jansson, he's a former Leeds United player. They've also got Finn Stevens. So yeah, they are quite a few of the players that Brentford have got. Let me put into the equation that Brentford lost Ollie Watkins and they also lost Ben Rama. So there you go. Now, Ralph Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for over a month now. Manchester United lost to Wolves on Monday night. That was Rangnick's first defeat as Manchester United manager, and it was the first time Wolves won at Old Trafford in the league for 42 years. It was a very poor performance against Wolves. As you all know, Ralph Rangnick has been told that 17 of his Manchester United players are unhappy at the club after face-to-face talks. Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then it did mention that Rangnick will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. There again, Rangnick got warned that he could lose the consultancy role if he fails to get Manchester United into the Champions League. I can't see Manchester United finishing in the top 4 this season. And Rangnick won't get the Man United job on a permanent basis unless he can turn things around. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Rangnick has made changes at Manchester United because he's brought 3 additions in. Earlier on in the season, he recommended Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. He also brought Chris Armas in as an assistant. And he also brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist. By the way, Ralph Rangnick has been told that transfer funds are available this month, so he will be backed by the Glazers. The club are dealing with the dressing room crisis. When Rangnick first came in, he identified Manchester United's midfield as a weakness. He's made it clear that he wants a centre defensive midfielder. Now there's a chance that Manchester United will sign Ruben Neves from Wolves. He says that Man United are leading the chase for Ruben Neves and Manchester United are interested in Ruben Neves. Man United could offer around 35 million this month. Manchester United have already held talks with Ruben Neves' agent George Mendes. Ruben Neves is ready to move on from Wolves. He's eager to show his skills at a bigger club. Neves played in the game against us on Monday night. He enjoyed a very good game. He had that very good chance from that volley, produced a good save from De Gea. Ruben Neves has been at Wolves for around 5 years. He joined Wolves in 2017. Wolves got him from Porto. They paid around 15.8 million. He's got a contract with Wolves till 2024. He's made 167 appearances in the Premier League for Wolves and he's scored 18 goals. He's made 178 appearances in all competitions. Man United also want Boubacar Kamara from Marseille, Sky Sports mentioned. Manchester United have been relentlessly linked with Julian Alvarez. Now, it said yesterday that Julian Alvarez is set to join Man United after Ralph Rangnick held talks with the player's agent this week. He said he's set to become the first signing of the Ralph Rangnick era. Man United are prepared to pay the £17 million release clause to sign Alvarez. Alvarez has been at River Plate for a long time. He's reason up their academy. Now his contract at River Plate expires this year. He's mainly a forward. He can also be deployed as a winger, only the age of 21. We've also been linked with Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona. There was talks of an Ousmane Dembele and Martial swap deal. I don't want Dembele at Manchester United because he's too injury prone. You know, I think Man United will only make one signing in this January transfer window. Players are going to depart the club this year. There's players that are unhappy at Manchester United. Obviously, Dean Henderson is unhappy because Dean Henderson doesn't get in goal much now because last summer De Gea reclaimed that #1 spot back. Henderson's only made 2 appearances this season. Earlier on this season, Henderson had COVID for a while. Eric Bailly, you know, he's also unhappy at the club because he doesn't get in the team much. Donny van der Beek, he's also unhappy because he hasn't been given a chance under Rangnick. He's only made 1 start under Ralph Rangnick. Donny van der Beek wants to leave Manchester United in this January transfer window because recently Van der Beek held talks with Ralf Rangnick to discuss his future, but not so long ago it said that Van der Beek's unable to leave Man United this month due to a bust-up with his agent. Lingard's also not happy, because Lingard doesn't really get in the team. Lingard will be leaving Man United this year. Jones, he'll be also leaving the club this year. Jones doesn't get in the team much, does he? Jones did play against Wolves on Monday night. The reason Jones played is because Maguire picked up an injury. It was Jones' first Premier League appearance since January 2020. That's 2 years ago now. Jones was our best player against Wolves. Did you know that Jones is only the outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era? This season is Jones' 11th season at Man United, so he's been a long-serving player. Anthony Martial, he'll be leaving the club this year. There's a good chance he'll leave this month. Like I said earlier, there has been rumours of a Dembele and Martial swap deal. Sevilla have been in for Martial. If Sevilla can improve the loan offer, they've got a good chance of getting him, because revert back towards the end of last year, Manchester United rejected a loan offer from Sevilla for Martial. Last year, Ralf Rangnick confirmed that Martial wants to leave Manchester United, as Martial did hold talks with Rangnick over his future. Martial's agent's already confirmed that Martial wants to leave Man United this month. Obviously, he's demanding more game time. He's not getting enough game time at Man United. Martial's got an injury at the moment, by the way. Cavani, he'll leave in the summer. He won't be leaving in this January transfer window. Prior to the Wolves game, Ralf Rangnick said that he desperately wants Edinson Cavani to stay at Manchester United until the end of the season. Juan Mata, I think there's a good chance that he'll be leaving in this January transfer window. Man United will also loan Amad Diallo out, and I think Dalot will leave this year. And do you think Telles could leave? Manchester United have got good players. And, they should be performing much better than they have. Revert back to what I said on one of my other videos I did not so long ago. One of the biggest problems at the club at the moment is the players. Rangnick is blameless. But look who we've got. We've got, Edinson Cavani, good player. We've got Marcus Rashford, good player when he wants to be. But Marcus Rashford has been very, very poor since he come back from that shoulder problem. Rashford has not been the same player. Rashford missed the first 2 months of the season with that shoulder problem. Reports from Spain said earlier on this season that Marcus Rashford could leave Manchester United. It says Barcelona and PSG were said to be interested in him. Rashford's got under 1.5 years left on his current contract. He's been part of Manchester United for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time. He broke into our senior squad back in 2016. Man United have got Anthony Elanga. Looks a good asset for the first team squad. He has made quite a few first team appearances now. Anthony Elanga came on against Wolves on Monday night. Towards the end of last year, Elanga signed a new contract with Man United until June 2026 as an option of a further year. Being part of the club for a long time, Elanga joined Manchester United's academy at the age of 12. We've also got Mason Greenwood, that's a talented player. I think Greenwood's had good games since he recovered from COVID. He started the first half well against Wolves on Monday night. Greenwood's been part of Manchester United for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7. He made his senior debut for the club back in 2019, and last season he signed a new 4-year contract with Man United. Revert back to 2019, it did mention that Man United offered Mason Greenwood a life-changing amount of money for him to leave the club. And earlier on this season, Greenwood mentioned that he was upset that Ronaldo always starts. You know, we've got Bruno Fernandes. He's also a good player. You know what, he's one of the best players we've got, and he's certainly one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. But you know what, Fernandes this season has been very, very poor. And I'm shocked in that aspect because last season Fernandes was superb. Fernandes didn't start against Wolves on Monday night, but he did come on and he had 2 fantastic chances. The first chance he hit the crossbar from close range, and he had the chance from the free kick right at the end, produced a good save from Jose Sarr. Fernandes didn't play any part against Burnley last Thursday night because he was suspended, as Fernandes picked up his 5th yellow card of the season in the 1-1 draw against Newcastle towards the end of last year. Bruno Fernandes has been a Manchester United player for almost 2 years. We got him from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Earlier on this season, Fernandes made it clear that he wants to stay at Manchester United. When he first came to Man United, he said, "I've come to Manchester to win trophies." He's got a contract with the club till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. You know, we've got Jadon Sancho. Now, he's not done nowhere near as well at Manchester United as a lot of Man United fans expected. But it does take some players time to settle in. Sancho, I thought, was poor against Wolves. His decision making was very poor. There was a part where he could have played Ronaldo through, but he decided not to. He did alright in the 3-1 win against Burnley last Thursday. He was denied a goal though, because Sancho struck it, got deflected off Ben Mee, so it got put down as a Ben Mee own goal. I think the best game Sancho's enjoyed since he signed for the club was the games against Chelsea and Villarreal away. Sancho did score in both of them games. Revert back to when we had Solskjaer. Couldn't get the best out of Sancho because Solskjaer persistently played him out of position, and there was quite a few games Sancho didn't even play in under Ole. But yeah, Sancho needs more time. You know, he did enjoy 4 good years at Borussia Dortmund before he come to Man United. And I was hoping at Man United he could replicate what he did in his 4 years at Dortmund. You know, we got Sancho for 78 million with add-ons included. Man United paid around 73 million up front. He's got a contract with the club until June 2026 as an option of a further year. You know, Man United have got the best player in the world overall in Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo was poor against Wolves on Monday night. He was anonymous. He did score, but the goal got ruled out for offside. That was the correct decision. And there was a part in the game against Wolves where he headed it straight back to Raul Jimenez, and that could have been costly. He was supposed to head it back to the keeper, but it went to Raul Jimenez. Ronaldo did well in the 3-1 win against Burnley last Thursday night. He scored in that game. But he was frustrated because he should have had more than 1 goal against Burnley, because he had numerous chances. He had that chance in the 5th minute when he was 1-on-1 with Wayne Hennessy, put it over the bar. It was Shaw that created that chance. Ronaldo, I thought, was poor in the 1-1 draw against Newcastle. He was anonymous, he failed to create one single chance in that game and could have been sent off against Newcastle for that challenge on Ryan Fraser. Don't get me wrong, Ronaldo's made an impact since he's come in. You know, he has scored 14 goals in all competitions since he re-signed, and he's got over 800 goals in his career, but Ronaldo's had his poor games as well. The other week, Ronaldo came out and said that I'm not happy at Man United, and Ronaldo's agent George Mendes said though that Ronaldo is happy at Man United. Basically, Ronaldo is demanding more from Manchester United this year. Man United are relying on him far too much. Ronaldo's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. He's got a contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year. He receives 480 grand a week. Ronaldo wears a number 7 shirt, and Man United got Ronaldo for 19.8 million, or should I say 20 million, with add-ons included. Man United have got Donny van der Beek. That's a good player, but haven't had a great deal of a perception on him at Manchester United, because Van der Beek has not been given enough opportunities. You know, didn't get enough opportunities under Solskjaer, and he's not getting enough opportunities under Rangnick. And you know what? When we first brought Rangnick in, I thought Van der Beek was going to get the opportunities he was demanding under Ole. Van der Beek played no part against Wolves on Monday, and he played no part against Burnley last Thursday night. I thought he'd have played against Burnley because Fernandes wasn't available for that game due to suspension. Fred, now he's good when he wants to be, but he's not a great player overall. Fred has had his good games this season. I thought Fred played very well in the 1-0 win against Norwich earlier on in the season. He was probably the best outfield player in that game. Fred also played well in the 1-0 win against Crystal Palace. He scored a stunning goal late on in that game. He made an impact in the 3-2 win against Arsenal because he got an assist in that game and he won the penalty. He did well in the 1-1 draw at Chelsea earlier on in the season. But Fred was very poor in the 1-1 draw against Newcastle towards the end of last year, gave the ball away countless times. Man United got Fred in a deal worth 50 million from Shakhtar Donetsk a few years ago. Paul Pogba, he's also a good player as well. He's not only a good player, he's an imperative player. Pogba's been a big miss for Manchester United. He's been out with a muscle injury for a while. He got the muscle injury in France training earlier on this season. The good news is, from Manchester United perspective, that Pogba is close to returning. Revert back towards the start of the season when Pogba was fit. Pogba was in scintillating form. He's provided 7 assists so far in the league this season. You know, towards the end of last season he produced good performances, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while, and he sustained some ankle injuries as well at Man United. Pogba will leave Man United in the summer. He's not leaving Man United in this January transfer window, but Rangnick said earlier on this season he won't try to convince Paul Pogba to stay at Man United if he wants to go. This season is Pogba's 6th season at the club since he re-signed. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. Manchester United paid £89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, our most expensive sign at the moment. We had him when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. Scott McTominay, he's good when he wants to be, but don't think he's good enough to represent the club. McTominay, I thought, was poor against Wolves on Monday night, gave the ball away too cheaply. Plus he got a yellow card in that game. That means he's suspended for Man United's next league game against Aston Villa. McTominay was very good against Burnley last Thursday night. He was the man of the match. He scored in that game. Good composed finish from the edge of the box. That was McTominay's first goal for Man United since February, and I think his 15th goal for Man United overall. Should have had more than one goal against Burnley because he had a chance when he hit the woodwork. He also had a good chance in the second half. That produced a good save from the Burnley goalkeeper. McTominay weren't too bad against Norwich earlier on this season. He did well on the opening day against Leeds. McTominay has been part of Manchester United for a long time. Revert back to 2020, he signed a new 5-year contract with the club, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to Man United. Matic, he's good when he wants to be. Matic has played the last, 2 or 3 games now. He did play against Wolves on Monday night. He was playing alongside McTominay. Matic was the one that created the only clear-cut chance against Wolves. He did well against Burnley, did Matic, because I thought he protected the back four well. But I've always had my reservations about Matic because he's always been a static midfielder, plus he's aging up. Matic has been at Man United for around 5 years. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. Luke Shaw, he's a good left back overall. But Luke Shaw's endured a lot of poor games this season when he has been fit. And I'm shocked in that aspect because last season Luke Shaw was absolutely superb. Shaw hasn't appeared to be our first choice left back under Rangnick. Tellez has appeared to be our first choice left back, but there again Luke Shaw's played the last 2 games, hasn't he? So he now may become the number 1 left back again. But there again, Luke Shaw was poor against Wolves on Monday night. He got a yellow card in that game. He's also suspended for the league game against Aston Villa. Shaw played well last Thursday against Burnley. He had a good chance, hit the side netting, could have scored that, and he created that early chance for Ronaldo, and plus he showed good attacking intent, got in some good positions, put some good crosses into the box. I think the game against Burnley last Thursday night was Luke Shaw's best game so far this season. Let me put into the equation that Luke Shaw's had a couple of injuries this season. Being a long-serving player at Man United, he's been at Man United for around 8 years now. He's got, under 2 years left on his contract. Alex Tellez, I think he's also a good left-back as well. He's had some good games this season, especially under Ralph Rangnick. The reason Manchester United brought Tellez in was to provide competition for Luke Shaw. Earlier on this season, Tellez had injury, didn't he? Man United got Tellez from Porto back in 2020 for 15.4 million. We got Harry Maguire, good when he wants to be, but he's done nowhere near as well as a lot of Manchester United fans expected of him. He's endured a lot of poor games at Manchester United. He's endured some good games, but he's had more bad games. Maguire recently picked up an injury. He had a calf injury earlier on this season, and he had ligament damage in his ankle towards the end of last season. Maguire certainly wasn't worth the £80 million that Manchester United paid for him. We got Eric Bailly, he's a good centre-half. but doesn't get in the team much. I think he's done well though in a lot of the games he's been involved in this season. Probably the only bad game Bailly had this season was the 2-0 defeat to Man City. He's injury prone, is Bailly, which is a concern. Bailly's been at Man United since 2016. We got him from Villarreal for 30 million. Towards the end of last season, he signed a new contract to Man United till 2024. There's an option of a further year. We've got Raphael Varane, that's a good centre-half, but I think since Varane come back from injury, he's been poor. Varane was poor on Monday night against Wolves. He looked lethargic, he was caught out of position quite a few times. Varane didn't start against Burnley, but he came on to replace the injured Bailly. He was very poor against Newcastle towards the end of last year. He misplaced passes and he was to blame for Newcastle's first goal because Varane lost the possession in a stupid area. Varane has already had 2 injuries since he signed for the club. He had a hamstring injury not so long ago, and earlier on this season he was out with a groin injury. And he was out with that groin injury for a few weeks. We got Dalot, you know, good right back when he wants to be. He's had some good games under Rangnick. Dalot, I think, will be leaving Man United this year. Obviously, last season, Dalot had a loan spell with AC Milan, so reflecting on that, he gained some experience. Man United got Dalot from Porto for £19 million. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he's good when he wants to be. But I'm beginning to wonder now, is he good enough for Man United? Because he's endured poor games this season. I think Bissaka's pretty good defensively, but the attacking side of his game lets him down. You know, we've got De Gea. What a goalkeeper he is. He deserves credit because he's done really, really well this season. De Gea is now back to his best. You know, if it weren't for De Gea this season, Man United would be in a worse position than they're in. And you know, we've got Dean Henderson. That's a good goalkeeper as well, but doesn't get in the team much. So there you go. Manchester United's next game is Aston Villa in the FA Cup. It's Monday night, the 10th of January, 5 to 8 kick-off at Old Trafford. Like I said, the preview's coming up for that tomorrow. And I can assure in the summer that Manchester United will appoint a permanent manager. So anyway guys, there'll be another video coming up soon. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.